What's up, peeps? Nick Battle, aka NinosCorner. Man, first off, if you like this content that is coming your way, hit that like button, hit that bell, get all the notifications for every video I have that comes out. It helps me keep the channel growing and thriving, folks. But today, we're going to talk about the big weekend Texas has coming up here for the official visits and the offensive line recruiting that is going to be done on this weekend. Texas is hosting four, as Cal Flood says, big humans over this weekend. And I tell you what, they are no kidding, some big humans and some kids that could definitely help any program that they decide to sign to. And hopefully, a few of these guys decide to pick the University of Texas. But prior to us getting into these evaluations, let's give a small shout out to our sponsors. Support for the Ninos Corner podcast is brought to you by BetUS.com. Hey, folks, go to BetUS.com. Get yourselves a 125% sign up bonus using the promo code NinosCorner at BetUS.com. Folks, that is free money. 125% sign up bonus. That means go place a bet on all your games. Go place a bet on all the fights, UFC, boxing, football, baseball, basketball. Place a bet, get yourselves a 125% sign up bonus, folks, at betus.com using the promo code Nino's Corner. All right, folks, the first person that we're going to talk about on this visit weekend is going to be Daniel Cruz. Daniel Cruz, folks, is a 6'3, 294-pound interior offensive lineman. If you look at his film, this guy has played tackle. He's played interior offensive line at guard as well. Cal Flood likes him as a center. And if you know anything about Cal Flood and loving big humans, you can see why. The 6'3, almost 300-pound center who is strong. And see his film. He is strong at the point of attack, great quick feet, and has a nasty attitude. What do we like about him? He is a national top 198th ranked player in the country per the On3 consensus, the number 12th ranked interior offensive lineman, and the number 38th ranked player in the state of Texas. Like I said, a big kid who is an outstanding athlete with really good feet. And with really good feet, that's going to allow him to be an outstanding center to pull. But also, folks, he is a very smart guy too as well, which is going to play great into him being a potential center at the next level. And so if we can reel this guy in to come in and play at the University of Texas, this would be an awesome get. We're seeing what Cal Flood is doing with the two classes that he has had previously, bringing in the likes of DJ Campbell and Kelvin Banks Jr. What 2 years ago now? Last year, bringing in the guys like Connor Stroh and Kojo and Gooseby and Peyton Kirkland and Chapman and those guys, and now for the 2024 cycle, if he has the opportunity to bring in a guy like Daniel Cruz, I think that'd be outstanding to pair because we haven't gotten that real center yet. We got Connor Robinson. Now, well, you know what? I'm gonna backdoor that. Connor Robinson is the real deal center, but to have somebody else, we don't have any real depth at that center position. You see Cal Flood kind of tinkering with moving certain players around to play center because we just don't have that depth there. To bring in a guy like Daniel Cruz, who can no kidding play center, will be an awesome piece to this class if that were to happen. Let's go and talk about the next guy that we're going to have on here. Let's do Nate Kibble. Nate Kibble is going to be a very interesting prospect as well because Nate Kibble is a guy who could be a Texas lean. It's a guy who could be a Texas A&M lean. He's a guy that's just kind of all over the place. And as you see here, he's kind of a Texas A&M lean right now. But this is a 50-50. And so the longer this process goes out, the uh, the more up in the air it is, depending on what school that he's going to go to. Per On3, Nate Kibble is a 3-star recruit, national top 485th ranked player in the country, the number 35th ranked offensive lineman in the country, number 82nd ranked player in the state of Texas. ESPN has him a lot more highly ranked as the top 227th ranked player in the country. He's a 6'3", 315-pound interior offensive lineman, also from Humble, Texas. So he's been also wanted by pretty much everybody and everybody's mother when it comes to getting recruiting Texas and Texas A&M, TCU, LSU, Nebraska, Houston, UTSA, Texas State, Louisiana as well. But the big names there, folks, are Texas, Texas A&M, TCU, and LSU and Nebraska. Those are some big time names there to be recruited by when it comes to an offensive lineman. We've seen what schools like that have done at the next level with bringing offensive lineman to the league. So he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be a 50-50 pick. We don't know where he is going to go, but that'll be another guy to just keep your eye on. And I think the longer that this recruitment goes out, the better chance that the Longhorns have the opportunity to get back in this thing and make this thing a 50-50 swing for the fences. The next guy I want to talk about, folks, is going to be, let's go, Daniel Calhoun. All right, folks. So Daniel Calhoun. Daniel Calhoun is from Roswell, Georgia. Roswell, Georgia, which is right outside of Atlanta. 6 foot 6.5, so 6 foot seven, 360 pound tackle at the high school level. They have him projected as an interior offensive lineman too. He's a high floor guy with an extremely high ceiling as well. National top 114th ranked player in the country, consensus 4-star guy, number 7 interior offensive lineman in the country, the number 17th ranked player in the Georgia. As you see here, the RPM prediction machine here from On Three has him as a Georgia lean, but his recruitment is wide open. Like I said, he's in the Atlanta area, and we know kids like to stay, close to mom. But we see what Steve Sarkisian's doing. He's going big fish hunting, and if he sees a guy that he wants to come on his team, he's going to go full throttle at him. And he's here for this official weekend because I think Texas understands they got a lot of people that are going to commit this weekend, or a lot of people that are very interested. And if they can get him on campus and put him around players that are either committed or are going to commit, maybe silence, then it can kind of sway a little bit. See the vibe at Texas. I went to Texas, folks. Let me tell you, there's a vibe at Texas. It's a good vibe at Texas. It's a vibe where people take care of each other. It's all about the University of Texas in Austin. And so he's been recruited by everybody in the country as well. But if I had to put money on this one, folks, Georgia, he made a comment about Georgia, said every tackle that plays at Georgia goes to the league. Georgia's right up the street from his house. I would think that would probably be where he is going to go, but you never know in the age of NIL. And so look who's recruiting folks: Georgia, Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee, Texas, Florida, Clemson, everybody, folks, Miami, Ohio State. He can pick up a phone and go to anywhere he wants in the country. He can wait pretty much on where he wants to go. Daniel Calhoun is another one who is going to be a player that is highly coveted, and I think Texas has a really good shot at as well. But I think Georgia probably stands in the way there, being close to home, has the opportunity to pull him in, and just some of the comments that he has made about Georgia and their recruiting. Now, the last guy that I like, folks, is Mikasanai. If you take a look at him, I love his film. It's another guy. You take a look at him. He's a heavy Texas lean. But let's check out the industry comparison. He's a 3-star recruit, national top 413th ranked player in the country, interior offensive lineman, on three consensus 3-star recruit, number 29th ranked interior offensive lineman, 69th ranked player in the state of Texas. I tell you what that I like about, he has quick feet as well, sick film, violent player at 6'5", 285 pounds. You see, this is the kind of guy that Cal Flood's going to bring in, and it gives him versatility. This guy's played all over the line, where there's tackle, where there's guard, and you're going to see him just with his height along. I don't know how long his arms are, but if he has long arms, man, you can see this guy potentially playing tackle as well. But all the sites have him as an interior offensive lineman, but having a guy of that size, and he's not a fat guy at all. When you look at his film, he's a slim 285, which lets you know that his frame still has a lot of bulk to put on that frame. You can see him getting up to 315, 320 pretty easily, and holding that by his junior year, and being somebody that you can unleash and do great things. I tell you what, I love how violent and how fast he plays. His film is outstanding. And so he is here for this weekend as well. And I think Texas has a really good shot at Makai here. So if you're taking a look at Texas and the recruits that they have coming here on campus, folks, for the offensive line, Daniel Cruz out of North Richland Hills, Richland, Texas. Mikasanai out of Arlington, Texas. So Martin High School, which is got us Mo Blackwell, and also Travell Johnson, who has since transferred. Daniel Calhoun out of Roswell, Georgia, out of Walton High School. National top 114th ranked player in the country, 6'6", 360-pound tackle who can play guard as well, but he's basically slided as a tackle. And then also a Nate Kibble, who's an interior offensive lineman, who I think that's going to be a dogfight between Texas and Texas A&M going down to the end. Folks, offensive line recruiting has not been a problem since we've gotten Steve Sarkisian and also Cal Flood. It's actually been a positive, seeing that they pulled all the guys from the DJ Campbells and the Kelvin Banks Juniors and the Ogbos and the Netos and the Connor Robinsons, and in the previous, well, in the next year, getting the Chapmans, and also, I'm sorry, the previous year getting the Cam Williams, and now you're getting the Chapmans and the Strohs and the Goolsbys and the Kojos and the Peyton Kirklands. Cal Flood likes his big humans. He has completely changed the atmosphere here when it comes to offensive linemen. I did a video about a year and a half ago that stated that over the past 5 years prior to Sark being here on campus, Texas was dead last in the Big 12 in offensive line recruiting. Now Texas is first in the Big 12 in offensive line recruiting, and they are rivaling the SEC teams in which they are going to be playing in 2024 when it comes to offensive line recruiting. As far as getting the talent, you couple that talent with the great coaching of a guy like Cal Flood, and only good things, big things are going to happen here for this line. The continuity is getting there for this year. I'm excited about the 2023 season to see how the talent from 21 and 22 are going to stack up and play with each other. I think Kelvin Banks Jr., I think Cole Hudson, I think DJ Can. I think these guys are going to really show out this year. 2024 season, I think they're really going to show out. And those guys we have primed and ready to get ready to play the kind of Strohs, the Peyton Kirklands, the Chapmans, etc. from the 2023 class are going to really do great things in that next year. And then if you can stack on talent like a Daniel Cruz to come in and play center, or a Makai to come in and play interior offensive lineman as well, but also gives you the versatility to play tackle or interior offensive lineman, I think you have an outstanding set of tools here to begin the accession into the SEC. So, in saying all that, folks, Texas is hosting 4 big humans this weekend. Do we get 2? Do we get 3? Do we get 1? Who knows? But leave a comment. Who do you think we're going to get this weekend? If I had to bet, well, you know what? I'm not going to bet. I'm going to let you guys choose that. But on that note, folks, man, don't be afraid to fail. Outgrow your environment. Understand your brilliance. NinosCorner out. Hook 'em.